They weren't myths, they were human, almost. And for nearly 100,000 years, they roamed a frozen world where even mammoths froze mid-step. But they vanished. No war, no disease, no trace. Only a trail of footprints leading into the blinding white and stopping halfway. This is the story of the Ghost Tribe. The humans who walked into the Ice Age and never came back. 50,000 years ago, Earth wasn't divided by borders, it was divided by ice. Entire continents were locked under glaciers miles thick. Europe, Northern Asia, and much of North America were buried beneath frozen sheets so heavy they bent the crust of the planet itself. This was the last glacial maximum, a world colder, drier, and more merciless than anything humans have ever faced since. And yet, across this frozen expanse, shadows moved. Tribes of humans, small, scattered, and brilliant in ways the world had never seen before, adapted to a life where even breathing could kill. But one tribe went further north than any others dared. Into the white void, they left behind firelit caves, warm valleys, and safety, chasing herds of mammoths into a land where the sun rarely rose. This was where the Ghost Tribe's story began. Imagine standing at the edge of the world. The sky is a cold grey dome. The ground crackles beneath your feet, and every breath turns to ice before it leaves your lips. Mountains of frozen air rise in the distance, glaciers grinding slowly, moaning like living beasts. There are no forests here, only endless plains of snow and bone. The silence is broken only by the wind, and sometimes by something howling back. The Ghost Tribe lived here between ice and eternity. Before we meet the Ghost Tribe themselves, you need to understand what they were up against. 1. The steppe mammoth, the frozen titan. Meet Mammuthus trogontheri, the ancestor of the woolly mammoth. It towered over early humans, 15 feet tall at the shoulder, with tusks as long as a car. Weighing more than 10 tons, it was the largest land mammal to ever survive an ice age. Its long, spiral tusks weren't just weapons, they were tools used to shovel through snow in search of frozen grass. But to the Ghost Tribe, this creature was life itself. Its meat, its bones, its hide, every part was precious. Hunting it meant survival or death. And they hunted it with nothing more than fire and flint. But mammoths weren't their only problem. 2. The scimitar-toothed cat and the shadow stalker. In the blinding white, shadows meant danger. The Homotherium latidens, or scimitar-toothed cat, was a predator built for the ice. Faster than the saber-toothed tiger, leaner and deadlier in groups. It had curved fangs the length of daggers, designed not to crush, but to bleed prey dry. Fossils show they hunted in packs, ambushing mammoths, horses, even humans. And in caves where the Ghost Tribe once sheltered, paleontologists have found claw marks, deep, wide, deliberate, as if something tried to get in. Fire kept the predators back, but not the cold, never the cold. 3. The woolly rhino, the reluctant monster. Further south, another beast ruled the frozen plains, the Coelodonta antiquitatis, the woolly rhinoceros. 6 feet tall, covered in hair like a yak, with a horn that could impale a bear. Unlike modern rhinos, this one lived in herds. And if one was threatened, the entire herd charged. For early humans, it was a walking storm of fury and bone. But the Ghost Tribe learned something others didn't: how to use the animal's rage. They'd lure rhinos into traps, using the wind and smoke to confuse them, until the ice gave way beneath their feet. That's how a tribe of fewer than 200 managed to feed entire generations. They had mastered nature's deadliest forces until the planet turned on them. They looked human. They were human, but not our kind. DNA from a frozen finger bone found in Siberia tells their story. They weren't Homo sapiens, they weren't Neanderthals either. They were something in between, Denisovans, a mysterious species that appeared around 300,000 years ago, then vanished 200,000 years later, leaving behind only fragments, a jawbone in Tibet, a tooth in Siberia, and genes that still live in a few of us today. They were stronger than us, taller, their skulls were thicker, their lungs larger, built for high altitudes and deadly cold. They could cross mountain passes that would kill modern climbers in hours. They could live where no Neanderthal or sapiens could survive, and yet they disappeared. No one knows exactly what happened, but the clues are buried in the ice. Around 40,000 years ago, the climate shifted violently. Blizzards gave way to melting, then froze again. Entire food chains collapsed. And into this chaos came us, modern humans, carrying fire, tools, and language that could build empires. To the ghost tribe, we must have seemed like ghosts ourselves, hairless, smaller, but endlessly clever. We spread fast. We followed the same hunting grounds, the same rivers, the same mammoths, and when our paths crossed, there may not have been war, just quiet displacement, the slow swallowing of one species by another, until the Denisovans were gone. All that S left are traces in our DNA, fragments that help Tibetans breathe in thin air, or Melanesians adapt to heat. The ghost tribe is literally inside us. But their world, their ice, their fire, their fear, is long gone. The glaciers retreated, forests grew, the ice age ended, and with it, the last whispers of the ghost tribe. Their caves filled with dust, their tools were buried beneath new soil, and the last echoes of their language froze with them. But every winter when the wind howls across the tundra, some say you can still hear it, a chorus of voices whispering through the snow. The song of the humans who went too far into the ice. But this wasn't the only time humans vanished, because just a few thousand years later, another species of ancient human appeared in the heart of the desert, and their discovery changed everything we thought we knew about evolution. That story is next on Earth's Hidden Frame.